What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. It is a certain point of view. And as you can see, it is the two amigos on tonight's show. We have Jake, we have Jill. It is a certain point of view, and we are
love a good
previewing. I know, right? We are talking everything movie trivia Schmoedown.
We're back, baby.
We are back, and we have Schmoedown Spectacular. One last hurrah for the MTS. It is less than a week away, and we're going to be talking about all the matches. We talked about it last week, Brian and I, about trying to get the whole crew together. Just wasn't possible before Spectacular. Molly is getting back from a bachelor party, and Brian is feeling a little ill, so he is off tonight. So I am here with the newly engaged Jill Manzolino.
Stop. I know. It's so weird.
Hashtag soon to be Sullivan.
Hashtag soon to be Sullivan. I know. And it still hasn't like registered in my brain quite yet. So like I told a bunch of people last night, thank you everybody. And I got some texts from my friends this morning going like, how do you feel? Are you just over the moon? And I'm like, my brain hasn't got in its mind that like this isn't my boyfriend anymore. This is my fiance. Like it's just
it takes a while to get used to that.
Yeah. So yeah, it was thank you. I got so many messages and so many comments on all my posts. So thank you guys. Everyone in the Discord was really excited too. So yeah, gonna be a busy couple. We are taking our time with it. We're not crazy like these two. It's not gonna be 10 months from now. So we're taking our time with it. So don't expect to see any wedding photos anytime soon. We're taking our time. But
yeah, they're not insane like Gabby and I are.
No,
so.
We're not crazy people. But very we got the bling, and now it's weird putting rings on my left hand now because I wear all of these on my right. So I'm like, this is different. I don't know how I feel.
It's funny, on the topic of rings real quick. So I have my wedding band that I had to get taken in to get resized.
Mm-hmm.
And we found out this week that they misplaced the ring. So yeah, Gabby's ordering me a new one tomorrow.
I hope they're paying for it because
we're not paying for it, but I'm currently like officially ringless.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but so what's funny is I bought a silicone ring because silicone rings have become very popular lately.
Yeah,
like if you're working outside, working out, doing whatever. Yeah. So I bought one just to have, and so now it came today, and I'm very happy that it came.
Good.
But I think everyone would appreciate this. I don't know if you'll be able to see it on my camera. But it is a Mandalorian silicone ring.
Oh, I see it. That's rad. It's the helmet.
It's hard to tell. I'll put a picture on my Twitter.
That's freaking cool.
But it goes around the whole ring.
That's rad, dude.
This company called Enso, ENSO. They do all kinds of themed rings. They just came out with a Harry Potter collection.
I've seen their advertisements. Their stuff.
And I was like, I talked Gabby into it because one, it's silicone, but also it's the same exact color of my actual ring.
Oh, nice.
So it kind of does it. Any given day, it looks like I'm just wearing my ring.
Yeah. No one's gonna know.
But it works out now because I don't have an actual wedding band.
God, that's the worst.
So the last like 3 weeks, I haven't had a ring on my finger, and it's felt so strange. And everyone keeps asking, obviously.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, anyway, like that's what we've been going through on our side of things.
Well, I got a new one, and you lost yours, and that's the saga.
I know.
All good. Sorry.
All good. You had a killer weekend.
Not too shabby, man. Not too shabby.
Yeah, it's exciting. I was so juiced when you told us in the chat and everything. And
apparently Molly's known for like 2 weeks.
Yeah. So. Sean texted me last night. He's like, I should have told you. I told him. I was like, dude, you don't know. You're fine.
He told Molly at when they were in town, when we were all at the cantina together. He told Molly then, and I was like, good for her for keeping that secret.
So no, being in Sean's position before, I will say it's very hard. Like at some point, you kind of feel the need to tell at least one person,
somebody.
Like,
yeah. Well,
happening.
So the Damons knew, and then Sean filmed Scoundrels on Wednesday, So Smets and Brandon and Frankie knew. Obviously, Frankie knew he was there. So he was, my parents obviously knew. My sister didn't know, so that was an exciting phone call.
That's cool.
She like screamed in my ear because I called her and I said, "How do you feel about an October wedding?" And she was like next month? Why? What's happening next month? Who's getting married next month? Why? What's going on? And I was like, "Oh no, like in a year or two." And she was like, "Oh wait, for who?" I was like, "We're planning a wedding." She's like, "Did he propose?" Like she just like screams in my ear. That was a treat. That was fun. So
that's awesome. Well, again, congratulations. Very excited for you two.
Thanks.
And I'm very excited to see what comes of it. So another POV wedding in the works.
It's gonna be, like I said, it's gonna be a minute. It's gonna be a minute before we get there, but we will have another. We'll have another POV wedding. It's gonna be off the chain.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be good. All right, so look, we are talking Schmoedown Spectacular tonight. We are previewing every single match that we'll be seeing on Friday. We're also going to be talking a little bit happy hour on when that may be coming back.
Right.
And then I just want to point this out real quick. I want to bring up this comment because everyone needs to be this needs to be explained. So Nussbaum,
this does need an explanation because all of us were like,
here's the explanation. So Nussbaum, for our audio listeners, says, Jake, in what world does Pintel and Rigetti look like Josh and Gibbs? Okay, here's what happened. Originally, when I did the picture round for our bar trivia, Gibbs was on there. And I made the picture before I was even started watching the movies. I get it done super early. But as I watched the movies, I was like, okay, it's very clear that Gibbs, he's a very easy character to guess.
Yeah.
So I wanted to do a little bit differently. The only issue is when I changed the picture, I didn't change the Word document. It should be clear, guys, that I know who the hell Gibbs is in Pirates of the Caribbean. It's obvious.
We all gave you a lot of shit. It was pretty.
I watched the playback. I know you did. I know you did. So I just had to clear the air. It is obvious that one person is not two. Come on, guys. Come on.
We got there. We figured it out. It's all good.
Yeah. But yeah, look, so we're going to be talking happy hour a little bit later. Maybe we'll do it in the middle of the show. Very excited for that one. But let's just get right into this because we've been waiting for this for a long time. We've known about it for a long time. Obviously, Spectacular is usually a December event, but because the Schmoedown is officially going away, we are getting it the first week of October. And we have 6 awesome matches to discuss, 4 title matches, and two matches that are just part of the card. Jill, do you have a specific one do you want to talk about first, or should we just run down the barrel?
Just go down order of appearance. I think they announced it by order of appearance.
Oh, did they? Because I have them in order as like how they uploaded on the image, and
that's probably order of appearance. I will correct you if it. Not that I'm going to remember. They filmed this a month ago, but
well, I always feel like Star Wars is first, which I feel like it might be.
If it's filming order, it will not be. But airing order, it very well could be.
All right, so I'm going to start with one of the non-title matches then, because this is like the outlier of the bunch. It's who's the boss versus the ruling.
I'd imagine this would be the first match because it is not a title match, and it is so out of left field, and I love it. Yeah, freaking match.
Look, we get who's the boss returning for one more time.
Also, that picture of Ty is pure perfection.
Honestly, every single one of them is pretty great.
Like, need it framed on my wall.
All of them are like kind of exactly who they are. Like even Finstock is just like there, and that's
Finstock's just there. Let's real talk though. Is Finstock actually going to be there? Is he really? Is he really going to be there? I mean, we haven't seen Mr. Babaguchi in quite some time. So is he gonna be there? Take your bets now, chat. Take your bets. Are we actually gonna see one Tom Dagnino at Spectacular?
That's actually a really good poll question on the Twitter page. I might tweet that out right now.
Thank you. Will we see Tom Dagnino at Spectacular?
So this is obviously the most interesting match of the bunch because Who's the Boss has not been a team for a little bit, and because of the circumstances of just trying to fill a card with everything that's been going on with Schmoedown. We get to see Ben Bateman and Mark Riley reunite one last time. Ruling class, has been great this year. Yeah. Ty and Whitney really found their stride together. What are you thinking, Jill? Because this is honestly, it could really go either way with this.
It really can go either way. And I'm really excited, that we are getting Riley and Bateman back together again. Because that team to start off with was really a head scratcher, because I thought that they were just so different in like an odd way. But they worked out and they became fan favorites really quickly. So I'm really excited to see them again. And then the ruling class are just a bunch of characters that I love dearly. And they've been killing it. I believe they're undefeated, which is why they're here.
I think they lost once.
Or they've lost once, but they have like a really good winning record, which is
why I think they lost to Coast to Coast, if I'm not mistaken.
That's fair, because that is a boss of a team.
Yeah, and Leo or Gordon or Nussbaum,
someone will correct us.
Yeah.
So I'm glad they're there.
Really, they are undefeated.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Con. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. the King. So they had every right to be there. And I know a lot of people were like, what? Why are they as spectacular? Because they're an undefeated team that was brand new this season. And so and obviously because Merle is going to have another match, I feel like they didn't want to have people to have multiple matches with it, because they wanted to show as many talents and as many personalities as they possibly could.
For sure.
So I think this was a really, really smart choice for them to bring back Who's the Boss. So we both get to see Bateman and Riley again. And we get this fun team that was created this season that we would have loved to see do more had it continued. So I'm excited for this one. I think it's going to be really fun. There's going to be a lot of smack talk and name calling, I feel like. Because you got, their managers or manager, depending on where Gucci finds himself this match. So gonna be a fun one, I think.
It's interesting to have Gucci manage them, just because he hasn't been managing either of them in a while.
He hasn't been around all season, so
yeah, I mean, he honestly hasn't
in general.
But Ben obviously left. He left the exchange on rough circumstances, and I get like spectacular. This spectacular is almost like it almost feels like a greatest hits. I'm sure some people weren't available for filming, so they were able Riley and Bateman are probably together. Let's see if we can get Who's the Boss back for kind of like a greatest hits match, and we'll put them up against one of the teams that was one of the biggest teams this year. So I'm super excited, because Who's the Boss was a very big powerhouse team. They were a very strong team when they were playing together. They fought for a title, or just came short of a title. I can't remember which one it was. And I always love seeing Riley play, and he's an original. He's one of the OGs, and the ruling class on their side. Whitney and Ty, the second they got together, they just seemed to play their best Schmoedown possible.
Yeah. For sure.
They just kind of they were the puzzle pieces that they've been looking for all along, and they totally matched up. And whether or not we consider Flaus a manager or not, I'm not sure. Both times that we've seen him, he's had a co-manager, which Jill, you were one of them. So I'm interested in seeing what happens this time, being that's Gucci and Flaus. How
a hot mess.
It's gonna be
a hot mess.
It's gonna be very chaotic. But if you had to make a prediction, Jill, if you had to say ruling class or Who's the Boss comes out, they win their final match in the Schmoedown, who are you picking?
I mean, based off of what's the term? Relevancy, current relevance. I would, because I would put my
recent bias.
Recency bias. I would do the ruling class, because they have been a team more recently. They've been in communication, and we know when it comes to teams how big communication is when it comes to that. But then you also have two former singles champions in Who's the Boss. So, it really is. I feel like this is one of those toss-up matches. I think it really could come down to a wheel round type situation. But if I were to put actual money on it, I would go for the ruling class.
I know they're not going to do it, but I really wish that all 6 of these matches were 5-rounders.
Me too.
It would have been so cool, just like as the last shebang.
Yeah. Would
To
have been a
see all
long
of them.
day, but
It would have been a very long day.
Been a
But to
long
see all
day.
of them go through like the betting and the buzzer and stuff, because some players like a Ty or Whitney, they never got to experience what that felt like.
Yeah.
You know, a buzzer or a betting question. It would have been cool to either way. The ruling class is very hard to go up against just because they've been playing all year long. They've been playing together. They really seem to have everything kind of on their side. And the biggest question mark with this match, and it's so weird to say, is Mark Riley. He's been hit and miss for a little while now.
Yeah.
Whether it be singles or teams. When we've seen him, he's either been really on or he's just been really off.
Yeah.
But I think I'm going to give the edge to the veterans in this one with Riley and Bateman. I don't know what it is. I feel like Riley is a type of guy who shows up when you need it to, and being that's his last official match ever for all of them, I feel like he might just show up more than he ever has.
Yeah.
And be like, I can't let this one get away from me.
Mm-hmm. I totally get that. I feel like if for either of these teams, if someone said, "Oh, it's going to be the ruling class," or "It's going to be who's the boss," I'm not going to go, "What are you talking about?" No, it's like I think it's going to be the ruling class. Okay, I get it. I think it's going to be who's the boss. Rad, I get that too. Like it really could go either way.
Yeah, sure. And what Gordon said, I guess Whitney did play a 5-rounder.
Oh, well.
I apologize. And Nussbaum said it too. Okay, I mean, guys, that's a long time ago.
We're just terrible at our job.
The Shire Wolves, that was a long time ago.
It's been a minute.
It's been a very long time. But no, I mean, I'm very interested in seeing what happens. This one doesn't come out with a belt or anything, so I feel like it's going to be a very fun match. Mm-hmm. Everyone in person. So yeah, we'll see what happens. And if this one is starting spectacular off, it's definitely got to be something that's very exciting, which makes me look forward to it. So all right, before we move on, we did get a Streamlabs that I want to bring up real quick. This one is from Tim Sim. Thank you, Tim. He says, we're truly on the cusp of the end of an amazing era. What lies next for all of us is wide and various, but I look forward to what everyone after the Schmoedown does, especially here on POV, Star Wars Explained, and Apocalypse. Congrats, Jill and Sean, as well. Thank you, Tim. Thank you, Tim.
Thank you, Tim.
Appreciate it.
Much appreciated.
Yeah, our faces aren't going anywhere, guys. We promise.
Get used to our cute, adorable faces.
We're just going to be talking about different stuff, but we're going to be doing the same old classic POV way. So look out for that. All right, let's get to our first title match. This is a hard one. This is a very, very hard one. It is the same household.
Is it the Dim Elantas?
Star Wars belt, the Dim Elantas. The Dim Elantas are going up against one another finally. For the final Star Wars match that has a belt on the line. The belt is going back to the house no matter what, but it all depends on which room it stays. We have Andrew the Hunter and Nikki Dim Elanta. I have a feeling I know where most people are going to go, just because it's like Andrew is going up against a tidal wave of people who just want to see a woman hold that belt.
Yeah.
That's just what it comes down to.
Yep.
He should not be discounted because Andrew takes most things serious, and if he's going up against his wife, I'm sure he takes that like super serious. But I don't know. I mean,
I feel so bad. I want to see this. I feel so bad for Andrew because he's in a lose-lose situation. It's either he loses to his wife, or he wins and he doesn't give the win to his wife. Like he's in a lose-lose situation, and I feel so bad for him. But I am so excited for this match, and I know that we've always kind of been like, don't force, a marriage match. Like, it's not fun if you force it. But
it's happened.
It was organically created, and I'm so excited that it was because I love Nikki and Andrew so freaking much. And just a little behind the scenes to how absolutely crazy the Dim Elantas are. I was at the taping, and during while one of these other matches were filming, the two of them were sitting in front of me studying. And I am like, what are you two doing? Like, stop it. They were studying up until their match. Like, crazy individuals. I'm like, guys, stop it. No more studying. But I'm so excited that we get to see Nikki in another title match, because my girl's bringing that belt home. I got
honestly,
Nikki. I got Nikki on this.
And I don't know if Andrew will watch this or not, and I'm not sure, but I'm going Nikki as well. And I think it's strictly because I've seen Andrew win the belt before. I know what he's capable of. We were there last December when Nikki narrowly lost to Harper. And it also, like, at the same time, it is kind of that like factor of Star Wars. The Star Wars division has been, not like it's been overrun or whatever, but it's been a very male heavy division for a long time because people think that for some reason Star Wars is only a male nerd thing when it's not. Like, there's been so many great women in this division that have come out here and compete. You have the Laura Kellys, you have the Maries, you have the Nikkis, you have the Lacey's, Molly Damons, of course, our very own. Jill holds her outright too sometimes.
Me?
Yeah, because you help Sean study.
I know I'm not up to the level of these insane people.
No, but you know your ish.
I know my ish. I know my stuff.
So
I'll fight you.
Yeah, and all of these girls have had such great matches in the past, but never been able to like reach that level. And this is the second time Nikki's doing it in 2 years. I want to see her break through that wall. I just do.
I want her to hold the belt so bad.
It's the same time. It's the same thing like when we were like Marisol's run last year. Like we just wanted to see it happen. I know Nussbaum's bringing up the whole faction thing. Factions are out the window at this point, my guy.
What's a faction?
Factions don't exist right now. They're gone.
Factions don't matter. Everything's made up and the points don't matter. That's right.
Yeah, I would love to see maybe not like as chaotic or serious, but I would love to see another 51-50 between these two because it would be so fun being husband wife.
Yeah.
The enjoyment of seeing them, like neither of them giving an inch, but neither of them taking an inch, just literally going back and forth the entire time.
Hype.
And then that moment of whoever wins, of like the whole relief. And we know that one of them's like whoever loses is going to be very excited for the other just because it's husband and wife. But I mean, if you don't want Nikki to win, like get out of here. Like, come on.
Get out of here. I think even Andrew wants Nikki to win. Like, get out of here. Get out of here with that nonsense. No, we want.
And a couple people had mentioned it. Either way, history is made. Andrew is either the first 2-time Star Wars champion, or Nikki is obviously the first female to ever hold the Star Wars belt. So that's a pretty cool little thing to end the Star Wars division.
Pretty neat.
Yeah. This one's going to be crazy, though. The way the Star Wars questions stay from all year long.
Thanks, I hate it.
I usually look forward to Star Wars matches, and I'm still very excited because I like to play. I haven't been able to play in quite a while. So
no one has. No one's been able to play.
They're definitely a little crazy. So, but kudos to all the writers, of course. So.
A little bit.
All right, let's get to the next one here. And I don't know if this is the next one, but I'm going to go ahead and bring it up. We have the first teams match, or excuse me, the second teams match of the night. That is the team's title belt is on the line. We have Shazam, who is now coming in as the challenger up against King Arthur, which is King Khan and a mystery teammate. We do not know who King Khan is paired with for this title belt. Griffin Nooms is busy, was not able to film the match, and he will not be partaking, which is a big bummer. Being that this is the third time this duo has faced off against one another. This is a very hard one just because we don't know who Khan is paired with. He could be paired with an absolute banger of a player.
Which you'd imagine so, because they're not just going to throw some person from off the corner to have a team's title match.
Maybe he's paired with someone who just seems to fit the schedule
Mr. the
of filming.
Mr. the King, I was going to make that joke, so thank you for making it for me.
There you go.
Too busy being a chipmunk to compete in movie trivia.
It's a big bummer that he won't be there. One, he's so enjoyable to watch, but two, it is the third time that they've all faced off against one another. But yeah, it's interesting. It's that odd couple situation all over again, right? Where we didn't know who Snyder was going to pair up with. So, I mean, Jill, what are your thoughts on this, being that we have no idea who Khan is playing with?
It makes it fun. I think it makes it exciting because that player could obviously either whoever this player is could either here Shazam, here's your team's belts, could hand it back or could make it a very challenging,
Yeah.
Teams match. And it's going to be interesting because no matter who it's going to be, unless it's someone from the exchange, I don't know who Mr. the King is talking to on the sidelines to where it's going to be like a simpatico situation, with their chemistry and all that jazz. So it's going to be very interesting. There's a lot of different people that it could be. There's a whole roster of and there's a lot of people that are like, oh, I mean, it's gotta be a former champion. It doesn't have to be Ish.
Yeah.
It could be whoever was available to film that day. It could be literally anybody. It could be someone who was retired who's gonna come on back.
Who would you like to see him pick?
Who would I like to see?
Just a person that firstly pops in your head.
The person that first pops in my mind is like an Adam Collins.
Oh God!
Like that team would just be fire. I think. I think so. Someone like that, I think, would be amazing. But then you're getting, people are like, oh, like Mark Andreyko. Andreyko came back, and we only saw him once.
Andreyko would be great.
And Andreyko is a beast in teams.
Yeah, he is.
So it and again, it really could be anybody. But whoever that person is better buckle up because they are playing against Shazam. Who, for a lot of people, myself included, is considered the best team of all time.
Me too. Me too.
So it's gonna be. I wouldn't want to be the person walking into that match, So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
How cool would it be if he picked Janine and Janine was in this situation again?
I love that too because they're in the same. I mean, they're in the same faction. Well, no. Oh no, I'm thinking no.
No, she was Dungeon. She was Dungeon.
That's right.
But she would play Shazam again if he picked her, which would be really cool. Yeah.
That would
not to say that they're gonna beat them because I mean they're not. Just saying. But look, I gotta put my pick out there.
For sure.
There's honestly a lot of possibilities. I think if he stayed in faction, the only people that I can see him picking is Barbarian.
Well, he's a rogue player right now. I was corrected, but he was in the exchange.
Oh, that's right. That I forgot they dumped Gucci.
How rude.
So I mean, if they stayed like kind of close to the vest, I could see him picking Barbarian because he was a former faction mate. But there's so many picks to choose from. I mean, Collins is a great option. I'm trying to think of someone that like is opposite of Khan. Because Khan is very like obviously he knows like Pixar and animated pretty great. He knows a lot of different things very well. Like name that popped in my head was Paul Oyama, but Paul Oyama's pretty good at animated.
Paul's pretty on par. Yeah, Paul's
they're very similar in kind of what they know. Yeah, but there's literally dozens of options that you can pick as a team partner. I kind of feel like it's going to be someone that's played Shazam before, though.
That would make sense. Yeah, that would make sense.
Whether it be a championship match or just a team match in general, someone that maybe knows them pretty well and has maybe seen them at their weakness, like as my laundry goes off.
Laundry time.
I think someone like Chance Ellison would be a great option.
See, I was thinking what would happen if we just put factions they do not exist for this. Imagine freaking Chance Ellison waltzing on out. That would be pretty dope.
Marisol?
Marisol would be rad. Yeah,
I know she has a match later on, but like Marisol would be very cool.
Yeah.
There's just too many options to choose from, really. Like you can obviously do like a Ben Bateman. You can do.
No one wants to see him again. I'm just kidding.
I'm
kidding.
I mean, you're right. You're right. But yeah, it's hard to pick.
Ben. Kidding. Don't come after me. I'm kidding. I'll see you on Saturday, Ben. Sorry.
It's hard to pick just one player. But either way, I think it's gonna be great. I trust Khan and what he could possibly be picking.
Oh, me too. So he said it's not anyone who already has a match that day. I'm assuming. So it's
so that leaves out that leaves out the Dan Morrills, the Ben Batemans, the Mark Rileys, the Marisols,
Cushing,
Cushing, Sam, even any of the IG players.
yeah.
I mean, that hasn't narrowed it down too much, but that puts you kind of in the right direction, which you mentioned Adam. Adam doesn't have a match, which Adam is probably a very high, I'd imagine, very high draft pick if Khan had it picking. Please don't do Rager. I don't need to see him anymore.
Please don't do Rager.
I don't need to see him anymore. We saw enough of him.
Don't do Rager. The desperation in that plea.
Right. And Nussbaum, I don't think Roka's coming back. I don't think it's gonna be Roka.
He's not touching this with a 10-foot pole.
So
I'll call that right now. He's not touching this.
Yeah, after last year's spectacular, I think last year was definitely his final ride.
Yeah, that was his curtain call.
But yeah, Jill, it's hard to pick, obviously, but if you had to pick one as of right now, Khan and teammate versus Shazam, who are you going with?
I mean, until I know who Mr. the King's teammate is, by default, I have to go Shazam. Yeah. And that could very easily sway if I find out who his partner is. But until then, I gotta go with Shazam.
I got Shazam, and it's not an easy, it's an easy pick, so you can't sway me anyway. It's Shazam either way.
Oh well, okay.
Shazam's getting that belt back, and they're solidifying themselves as the greatest team of all time, no question. That's just my opinion, but I'm a Shazam shill, so what do I know?
Shazam thing.
All right, let's get to one of the funner matches, if that's a word. Funner. More fun matches that we have of this event, and maybe the match that most people are looking forward to out of all of them, and it's not even a title match. That is Rachel Cushing versus Marisol McKee.
The Legends match. I love that. I love that card.
The Legends match is happening, and we have former teams and former Inner Geekdom champion of the Schmoedown returning for one final match up against the former and lone female singles title belt holder of the Schmoedown, Miss Marisol McKee. Jill, this is hard.
It is hard.
This is very, very hard.
It's so hard, but I think everyone wins in this scenario. I think everyone's a winner, really.
100%. Rachel Cushing is arguably one of my favorite players of all time.
Oh, me too.
It is what she did for the Schmoedown. Shower Wolves is my second favorite team of all time, right behind Shazam. And her run that she made before she decided to hang it up was remarkable. And Marisol's experience in the Schmoedown has spoken enough. Like, I don't need to speak on it. It just what she has done.
Show.
it shows. It all shows what she has meant to the Schmoedown. It's 100% going to be such a respectful, fun
100%.
match, but these two are going to go at it.
Oh yeah,
they're going to go at it.
They're not going to hold back.
Honestly, I would not be surprised if this is the match that like everyone is talking about by the end of the night.
Oh, for sure.
I would not be surprised. Like if it goes overtime, if like this, honestly, out of all of them, I wish this match went 5 rounds. This is the match I wish went 5 rounds.
Me too.
I really don't know who to pick. Like it's so hard.
They're both so great. I know. I know. That's why I said everyone's a winner in this scenario. Yes. we get to see Marisol one last time. And we also get the wonderful return of one Rachel the Crusher Cushing. So it's just going to be so much fun, and like you said, it's going to be very respectful because you know that they both hold each other to such high regard. And I just love these two women so freaking much, and I'm really glad that they're going to be on my YouTube screens once again. And it's hard for me to pick one, and I don't want to pick one because they're both
I feel like it's going to be that moment at the end of like a boxing movie where the winner goes over to the person that lost and they both raise their hands together. Like it is 100% going to be that type of moment. Obviously, being in person, you're allowed, it adds more to it, but I'm just excited to see, because it really is two different eras coming together.
Oh yeah.
And I think when we talk about at the end of Schmoedown, when we talk about some of the greatest female players, right? And I don't like having that conversation because I like doing the greatest overall players.
Yeah.
But when you do talk about greatest female players, the 3 that instantly come to mind are Clark, Rachel, and Marisol.
Oh, 100%.
And then you
Mhm.
throw in like the Maras and the Nikki's, of course.
Yeah.
But those three they've had the best record and
Mhm.
like impact on Schmoedown through the run. And being that now we have two of them coming together for one match is like, we never thought we'd be able to see it.
No,
And-
never.
And
We
now
thought we weren't
Rachel's-
getting Cushing again, and now she's back.
Exactly.
I
And
couldn't be more happy.
she's coming back to do one match. And the cool thing is having Sam being a manager and then playing,
Yeah.
that girl has probably kept up on everything Schmoedown.
Oh, who do you think is quizzing him?
She's gonna be in
Who do you
tip
think's
top
quizzing him?
shape.
Oh yeah.
She's gonna be in this. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it's the best we've ever seen Rachel Cushing. The best.
Yeah. Wouldn't be surprised at all.
Do you have a pick though, Jim?
I don't wanna pick. I don't wanna pick.
I think we kind of have to.
If you were breaking my arm and I had to pick one, I would probably lean towards Marisol, because she has played.
It's fair.
Recent Schmoedown. And recent Schmoedown, while it was very difficult when Rachel was playing, it has stepped up a notch as of late. So if you were twisting my arm and were forcing me to pick somebody to win, I would pick Marisol. But I would be just as thrilled if Rachel Cushing wins. I am happy as a clam either way, because we're getting them both back, and I'm glad that they're getting one last hoorah.
I see everyone in the chat pretty much going heavy Marisol. I'm actually gonna go Rachel. I think she's gonna come out. I think she's gonna come out with just absolute fire. And totally come back with event like one last hoorah, right? Like legitimately one last hoorah. It's nothing. I think it's gonna be like down to the last question, maybe overtime. I think they're just gonna totally go at it.
It's gonna be a good one.
And it honestly is one of the matches, if not the match I'm looking forward to the most. Like obviously I care about belt matches and seeing who ends up with the belt, but with Schmoedown ending, like never thinking that we were going to be able to get Rachel Cushing again.
I know.
And her kind of be in and out, obviously with Sam, and then doing some desk work. Seeing her play inside the Schmoedown again is very, very cool. And it's also the division that she wasn't able to conquer. She wasn't able to get a singles title. She got so close, but she wasn't there. And so instead of coming back in an IG match or a teams match, she's coming back in a singles match, which kind of leads me to believe that she's taking it very serious. So I'm super excited. I do want to who was it? Curtis said, I hope Clark is on the desk for this match. How cool would it be if it was actually Clark and Adam, their former teammates? That would be really, really cool.
My heart.
I don't think it will be, but that'd be very cool.
Precious. We love that. That's very cute.
I think I'm pretty sure Mark and Andrew are calling everything. Maybe not Star Wars. Maybe Ken is calling Star Wars.
I'm trying to remember. I don't remember.
I feel like Mark and Andrew.
But that sounds about right. That sounds
Ken.
Right.
I feel like Ken would probably do the Star Wars title match.
Yeah.
And then Andrew and Mark would do everything else.
Harloff will probably show up at some point.
Yeah, maybe he does the Dan Sam match.
Yeah.
Who knows? It being that it will probably be the final one. So, all right, we'll wait for that one. All right, Jill, we're at the halfway point.
We got a super chat.
Oh, we do have a super chat. Thank you.
You're welcome. That's what I'm here for.
Tim Sim.
Thanks, Tim.
Interesting note. When we did our Insight recording, we speculated if Marisol wins, then what if she calls out the singles title winner for one more title match since she's technically due one more title shot?
That's true.
God. A secret 7th match? That would be crazy.
That would be crazy.
That'd be a lot. After watching either Dan or Sam win and then Marisol challenging them, that would be so much.
That's a lot. I don't know if my heart can take it.
If there's a time to do it, there's obviously
that's the one and only.
It's literally your last shot.
It's literally your last time to do it.
Don't take that free-for-all win to the grave, Marisol. Don't take it to the grave. Thank you so much for the donation, Tim. We appreciate it. Thank you. All right, Jill, we're at the halfway point. We talked about earlier when we opened the show. We do have some updates and news on Happy Hour.
We do.
You want to make the announcement?
We do. Ladies and gentlemen, Happy Hour is back. Set your calendars for this Friday, September 30th. We are doing an engagement party happy hour. So crack open your champagne, get your champagne flute out. We're having a party. We're having a celebration. So far it's just me and Molly on the docket, I believe.
Secretly,
Brian,
yes.
see, as of now. But I think we're gonna have an open door policy for this night. So you never know who's gonna pop in and wish
Just literally
congratulations to moi. So
think of an engagement party on screen. Just picture that.
we're gonna have an engagement party for me for happy hour. So
As
happy hour.
Andy says, oh no.
Well, he's gonna be busy moving.
Oh,
Andy.
well, you got to take a couple hours off, my guy.
And just listen to us while you're moving. Just put us in your ear, earbuds, all good. So we're gonna have an open door policy that night. So you never know who might stop by, but it's gonna be a party. So it's gonna be fun. I'm glad I'm glad happy hour's back now that we're not as chaotically busy as we have been.
It's the first happy hour in 2 months.
Yes, it is.
So that is already adding to like, oh my god.
Oh my god.
Yes, we need to go big. But then Sean and Jill just happened to get engaged. So let's just add more. Oh my god, it's gonna be big on top of that. So,
it's gonna be an engagement party / buy Schmoedown because tomorrow's your last day party.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that'll probably be the happy hour next month. So who knows what we're gonna do? But I'm far more important. I'm far more important.
Facts. I mean, you're the host of the show, so we gotta celebrate you.
You gotta celebrate me, guys. Let's celebrate happiness and not sadness of a show ending. Let's celebrate new beginnings, shall we? So yes,
celebrate that it happened, not that it ended.
Boom. So we're gonna do a engagement party happy hour this Friday at 6 p.m. I believe. 5 p.m.
5 or 6.
5 or 6. We'll tweet
one
about
or the other. You'll find out later this week. Guys.
You'll find out.
Just hit that subscribe button and that bell, and you'll find out. There you go. Nice little plug there.
Party.
All right, there it is. So happy hour Friday. Super psyched to see that and be part of that. But let's get back to these Schmoedown matches. Let's go to
what's left.
Oh, I've done 4, not 3. I was
gonna say, I know you're like it's the halfway point. I'm like, what am I missing?
I did my math is all over the place. Okay.
Who needs math? Who needs
the first fatal 4-way in a very, very, very long time.
Yeah.
We have the Inner Geekdom Championship. Robert Parker puts his belt on the line up against Kevin Smets, Mara Kanopik, and Chandru Dandapani. Oh my goodness. What a house of players. This is one of the, like, I think obviously everyone has a preference on what they're excited about for the matches, but I think as far as on paper, this is probably the match that is highlighted the biggest. Like it is.
I mean, there's 4 powerhouses in the IG division.
4 former IG champs going up against one another. Like,
God, yeah. Like, when I heard that this was happening, my brain exploded. I was like, oh my god, math. I was like, what are we getting? Who's competing? What's happening? What's going on? This is amazing. So yeah, it's gonna be a good match. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I can't even begin to describe.
This is. And it's funny because it's Parker's first defense, and he has to go up against all 3 of them.
Sorry, Robert.
Poor kid. The poor kid. Sorry, no, I mean it's gonna be fun because, like, unlike typical matches, someone's gonna be eliminated each round, which that's the exciting part. It's not everybody goes until the very end.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to end up with 1v1 at the very end, but so we're going to be able to see like this cat and mouse game of okay, how can I outlast one person for 1 round? It's almost like a free for all Schmoedown match. It's very strange.
Well, it's not every round because someone's not eliminated after round 1.
I thought someone was eliminated after round 1.
No, it's if they statistically can't get in. Like win.
Oh, that's what it is. It's by stats. It's by stats.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so someone could realistically, get kicked off in round whatever number.
That's how long it's been since we've had a fatal 4-way.
It's been a minute, y'all.
Okay, so it's by if they can't make up the points. Okay, that makes sense.
Correct. Yeah, if they statistically can't win.
Thank you for the clarification.
I got you. That's what I'm here for. Sometimes.
All right, Jill.
Who am I picking?
You have one of 4 people to pick.
You know, it's hard because all of these players, obviously, they are all former or current champions in the IG division, and they have all shown that they can. All of them have shown they can have good days and bad days. So it's very much a coin toss. Again, all of these matches are freaking coin tosses. What do you know? It's spectacular. They're all going to be really close matches. Well, imagine that. But I've got to go with Kevin Smets on this. Like I mean, it's hard. He made his victorious comeback after being, retired for a season. He got the belt. Then he lost the belt, and I think it would really be a Phoenix moment for him to, end it out with the belt on his shoulder. So that would be my pick. I have to go with Kevin.
It is so difficult because you have
it's hard.
You have 4 people who at any given moment are the absolute best in this division.
Yep.
Parker has been close so many times, and then he finally got the belt up against Kevin.
Yeah.
Kevin, I think, is arguably, when playing his best, he is maybe the best in IG period.
Yeah.
And Mara, like, what that woman has done in IG is incredible.
Crazy.
And Chunju on his own right, he has beaten some incredible people throughout his career. Yeah. And he also looked unstoppable at one point as well. The amount of question or the type of questions he was answering. As Gordon says, anybody but Chunju and I'll be happy.
Stop being a jerk to everybody, Chunju. God.
It's difficult, but in my heart, when it comes down to it, I am a massive Mara fan. I am a Mara fan. I champion her. I remember when she came into this league, and I was instantly just like hooked on the type of player that she was.
I started watching when she came into the league.
Yeah, I love how she goes about the game, and one of the best moments in Schmoedown for me watching was when she won the belt after coming back after beating Chunju early last year.
Yep.
That
for
moment.
Calling to Dan.
Yeah, like that moment is it's totally just scarred in my my mind of how amazing that was. I think she's going to outlast them all. I really do. I think, and look, this is hard because you have to think about 4 different wheel rounds, either going a good way or bad way. It can literally, it could spin on a dime. It could spin in a heartbeat and be the complete opposite of what we're thinking. But I think when it comes down to it, I think Mara's going to outlast them all. And I don't know, like, if she was facing one person at the end, I think it's going to be her and Kevin going up against one another. I think Chunju's going to get eliminated first just because I want him to.
Really? Oh, because you want him to. Chundru, this is what happens when you're not nice. This is what happens, Chundru.
And I think Parker is going to get eliminated by Kevin off of like a last second save of answering a question or something. So like if I rank them, it would be Mara wins, Kevin, Parker, Chunju would be my 4.
All right.
So yeah, it's hard. It's
very hard. It's very difficult. They're all, again, champions in their own right. Like they are the creme de la creme of the IG division, and 100%. I'm so excited that we're getting a freaking 4-way. I'm so excited that we're at least getting something like that. And if there's going to be any division where you got to do that, it's for IG. So
I would have loved to have seen IG be a 4-way and Star Wars be an Iron Man match. That would have been so cool. Like literally do every aspect of the Schmoedown in the spectacular. Like that would have been super cool because that's the one match that you could do an Iron Man and be Chef's Kiss. Like it'd be perfect. Especially with the Dimalantas. Oh my god,
we'd be all freaking day.
They're both robots, so
we'd be there all day. We wouldn't be able to go home,
right? Chat, let us know who you got. I see a couple different ones in there. Parker will defend. Nussbaum's got Mara.
I
As
saw
Gordon said,
anybody but Chandru. Chandru, be nice to people.
Yeah, 100%. This one's gonna be fun, so I'm excited to see that one. All right, let's get to our final match of Spectacular. This is just unfair. This is just absolutely unfair. We have what are widely considered the two GOATs of the movie trivia Schmoedown, the current belt holder and Sam Levine, who came back with a vengeance this year.
We're finally getting Merle versus Levine, ladies and gentlemen.
Dan Merle, the 5-time singles movie trivia champion. This is crazy. So we've gotten them once before, but Sam was very early on in his career, and he randomly challenged Dan after Dan had just beaten someone for the belt.
Nope.
This is an official preparation. Yeah.
But one Andrew guy decided to not make that happen.
Yes. This is the match we've been waiting for because they both get prep. They both know they're playing each other. And obviously, since Sam left, Dan has been on an absolute tear through the Schmoedown. But this year, Sam has looked unstoppable. Outside of free for all, he has not missed a question.
Unstoppable.
He has not missed a single question outside of free for all, which is crazy to think about. Jill, we have Levine, we have Merle. What you say?
If we're having a 51-50 match, this is it.
Yeah.
My God, this is literally the GOAT match. It is the two best players in the Schmoedown, I think, ever. God, it's gonna be a bloodbath. They're gonna go at each other. It's gonna be scary but fun, and they're just so good at what they do. I don't understand how their brain works. I don't get it. I would like to, but I don't understand how they can retain all of this information and still be calm, cool, and collected. Don't get it. Don't understand it. But my gosh, this is gonna be a fun one.
I'm so happy this is 5 rounds.
Me
so
too.
Happy.
Well, it has to. I would of all the matches.
Well, I mean, if they just randomly played a GOAT match that neither of them had the belt, I'm just happy that it's 5 rounds.
Me too. Who to pick is an interesting one. Who to pick is interesting. Because you have the person who is known as the GOAT, Mr. Dan Merle, and then you have Sam Levine holding the belt, being like, I don't miss questions, and I've been gone for so many seasons, and I'm still amazing at what I do. I might be the minority in this. I'm gonna go Sam. I'm gonna go Sam Levine on this. No disrespect to Dan Merle because he is the GOAT. Dan Merle is the GOAT. No disrespect to Dan Merle. If he wins, I'll be just as excited. But Sam hasn't shown really any sign of weakness since he came back. And apparently the chat agrees with me.
And I stand corrected too. He did miss matches up against Ethan, so Mobby.
Okay, but still.
Thank you, chat.
I stand corrected in the fact that I was going to be the minority in this because the chat is also agreeing with me that they are Team Sam Levine.
As am I.
Are you Sam? Okay. All right.
Sam is one of my all-time favorite players. I loved him when he was playing back then, and then Above the Line is one of my favorite teams that ever partnered up together. I love Dan. I love watching him play.
Yeah.
The stuff that he pulls, I remember those matches up against Adam where he was just pulling random stuff
crazy
to
when
save
he came
matches
back to beat
and to win
Bateman.
matches. Yeah, it's just
back from down by 9 to beat Bateman, something crazy.
The stuff that Dan does inside the Schmoedown is crazy, but I think Sam, I'm not gonna say he's untouchable, but he's on a level that is very hard to reach on a consistent basis, and he's been doing it all year long.
Yeah.
And I would also love to see them be basically 1-1 against each other. You know, we've seen him play once before, split it even. They're the two GOATs. If Sam wins, I still consider Dan to be the absolute GOAT.
Yeah, me too.
But it adds much more to the conversation
Mhm.
if Sam does win. And I wouldn't
yeah.
argue with someone if they were like, no, I think Sam is the GOAT, which I would not
Yeah.
argue with.
I wouldn't argue. I would still, if Sam were to win, I would like you. I would still consider Dan to be the GOAT.
For sure. Yeah. But yeah, it's and I'm not going to argue with someone if they pick Dan in this match, just because Dan's Dan. No. Like
it's Dan.
The dude lives and breathes and bleeds movies. You know, that's just what he does. And but we've seen Sam far more this year, and I think that he just kind of has a little bit more towards it. I will also say I think Nussbaum brought it up. He brought up Dan being a heel. I don't think we'll see him being a heel in the match. I don't know about you, Jill.
No, I don't know.
I think storylines are out the window, personally.
I think storylines and character work are going to be out the window. For sure.
Yeah, I mean it's the last matches for everyone. I think they're
what's
going
the point
in
of
what's the point of
storylines? Yeah, what's the point of storylines and character work if it's not going to go anywhere?
The only person that might play some type of character work because he can't let it go is Ben Bateman. That's the only guy. I think he might be the only one that sticks to character just because that's what he loves to do.
With his big old whiteboard.
Yes, big old whiteboard, sunglasses, comments, all that stuff.
Yeah.
I think Chunger will bring it down a little bit as well.
I think so too.
Being that he's in basically a Legends match for IG.
Yeah.
You know, like a legacy match. Yeah, I mean, as far as Sam and Dan go, it's just not fair. It's just not. I love it. I love it as a fan. I love it.
Oh yeah.
But as someone who talks about it and breaks it down and picks, it is very difficult.
I think
very difficult.
Yeah.
So
I don't want to put money on anything because I don't want to lose money because it's difficult.
Could you imagine Schmoedown betting? Oh my god.
I can. Yes, I can very much imagine Schmoedown betting. I can imagine that. It would
be insane.
That would be crazy. I'd lose so much money.
That would just be like odds and all of that. Oh my god. That'd be a lot. That'd be a lot. All right, Jill. Well, there it is. Our Schmoedown Spectacular preview. I want to ask before we wrap up. Out of these 6, what is the one that you couldn't live without watching? Like if you had to pick
the IG match.
One,
the IG match. The IG match. Yeah.
The IG match is up there, but honestly, I think it's Rachel and Mara.
That is a very close Rachel and Marisol. That is a very close second for me. Yeah.
I think Rachel and Marisol is one just because like belts aren't on the line. Yeah. You know, it's kind of going to be like a combination of what Schmoedown was when it first started and what Schmoedown is now. And who knows? I mean, a lot of these belt matches might be a lot of fun just because it is the final of the final. But I think without having something major on the line and seeing 2 eras come together, I think is really cool. So
yeah.
But the IG is definitely a close second. That one is whew,
it's gonna be fun.
That is an absolute banger.
It's gonna be fun.
All right, everybody. Oh, Nussbaum has one last question. Do you think there will be promos for each match?
I don't. But maybe. We haven't had promos in a minute. It's been a while since we've had match promos, but if we're going to get any, it'll be at Spectacular. But
I don't know if this was tweeted out or officially announced or whatever, but I know that it was said by Christian on his show. Nerd Chronic did come back to do some stuff.
Oh, we're getting promos?
I don't know if it's promos.
Are we getting promos?
But from what he said, Nerd Chronic did make a return to do some things for Spectacular.
Love it.
So, very interested. Very, very interested.
Love it.
All right, everybody. That's going to wrap it up tonight. An hour long. Loved it. Quick, to the point. Schmoedown Spectacular.
High five.
One last Hurrah. And this is not going to be the last show where we talk Schmoedown. Obviously, we're going to be breaking it down next week as well. And then you will kind of see a wrap up of everything Schmoedown in maybe one show, maybe 2 shows. We're still putting the pieces together on how it's all going to come together, but you will see something from us. So we appreciate it. Hang on. You know, we got a lot of fun things coming. We really, really love it. One last Streamlabs has just come through. Here we go. This is from Farrell. My picks for Spectacular Night are Shazam, Nikki because of the buzzer, Sam beating Dam, Smets over Parker, Who's the Boss, and Galadriel Cushing beating Arwen Marisol. And it's the House of Dragon is what he says. So
Pew pew.
thank you so much, Daryl, for the stream. We appreciate it. All right, Jill, any final words on Spectacular or anything else before we wrap up?
God. It's over, guys. It's happening.
I'm sure it'll be a little bit more emotional next week, but
oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
All right, everybody. Heads up. Oh, real quick. Actually, thank you, Andy, for saying that. I got to bring this up just to make
Easy
sure.
A1?
I got to bring it up real quick. Hold on. Let's see.
Shocked.
So we are doing our watch along tomorrow, our Patreon watch along. It's at 6:00 Pacific, and Easy A won by 1 vote.
Wow.
By 1 vote. It beat Mean Girls and Booksmart, so we will officially be watching Easy A.
Nice.
That is tomorrow. If you're interested, check out the Patreon. A lot of cool things. We did Pirates of the Caribbean Bar Trivia last week, and from what I was told, because I wasn't able to make it, it was one of the best ones we had.
Oh, it was the competition was great. Yeah.
I can't wait to watch the playback officially. We also do Q&As and stuff, and it obviously is all making a transition as Schmoedown officially ends. So check that out. All the links are in the description. Thank you all for joining us, being a part of this. Look out for our spectacular coverage next week. Everyone have a great rest of your week. And for Jill, myself, Molly, and Brian, who are not able to make it tonight, we appreciate you guys. Stay safe, and we'll catch you guys next time.
Bye.